If you are curious what it's like driving in the Pittsburgh area, well, this video is for you. I am currently in the borough of Crafton, and I am heading toward the city of Pittsburgh to the Strip District. And if you follow along, you're going to see exactly what it's like. So no editing, no changes, no stopping. So I hope this video will be useful to get a sense of driving in the Pittsburgh area. You're on my YouTube channel called Mark Knows Pittsburgh, and I am a real estate agent in the Pittsburgh area. My name is Mark McClinchy, and on my YouTube channel, I provide content for people exploring a move to the Pittsburgh area. So I cover school districts, communities, neighborhoods, things to do in Pittsburgh, and pretty much, kind of tout a lot of the advantages of living in the Pittsburgh area, which I think there are many. I think lots of people should move to Pittsburgh because it's a great place to live. I live here. And if you need a real estate agent to make that move possible, that's where I come in. So I can give you lots of customized information about the neighborhoods and communities that might be a good fit for you and your family. So that's why I'm making this video. It's always, a challenge figuring out what are the videos that my potential clients might find useful. And I started doing this a few months back. I think this is probably about the 11th or 12th video I've done, where I just record my drives. As a real estate agent, you can imagine I spend a lot of time in my car and just driving from appointment to show homes, to go to closings, to go to inspections, variety of reasons, driving all over town. And what I think personally is that Pittsburgh is one of the easier communities to get around, especially when it comes to, wanting to go to different places. A lot of big cities, if you live on a certain side of the city and if you hear about let's go check out this new place for brunch, or let's go grab a drink at this particular place, it can be a big challenge, moving from one side of the city to the other. Pittsburgh, I don't believe that's the case at all. And I'm sort of throwing these videos up there to kind of prove that it's pretty simple to get from one place to another. So right now it is mid-April. It's on Monday afternoon, and we're at 5 o'clock. So probably pretty much the heaviest, other than maybe morning rush hour. Now, granted, I'm heading inbound. I'm heading toward the city. So we'll probably see more people coming out of the city at this time of day. But generally we're now in the city of Pittsburgh, and we're kind of, we're not going on any major highways or any major roads, just kind of going through the West End. If you drop down into the description for this video, you will see a link that is a Google Map link to the exact route that I took from Crafton. So Crafton is a small little suburban community right outside of the city of Pittsburgh. It's to the west of Pittsburgh, probably about 6-7 miles, 8 miles from downtown. And I am taking you on that journey. We're going to go through downtown, and just on the other side of downtown is a small little neighborhood called the Strip District. Talk more about that once I get closer. But yeah, we're going through neighborhoods like Crafton Heights. We're going through, essentially, we're going to drop down here into the West End. We're near another neighborhood called Elliott. Pittsburgh is the city of neighborhoods, sometimes called the city of rivers. We have a lot of monikers, but there are a lot of neighborhoods for being a relatively small city. There are 90 plus neighborhoods, in each with their own history, their own vibe, their own culture, their own real estate market. So it's not an easy place to buy a house if you're looking inside the city. And then of course outside of the city, you've got another 129 municipalities just inside Allegheny County. You've got 43 school districts. So there's quite a bit going on. in the Pittsburgh region, learning, like I said, learning the neighborhoods and learning all the different communities that might be a good fit for you to live, and figuring out what are the pros and cons of those places. So here we are, we're on Steuben Street, heading down sort of Elliott neighborhood to our left. There's the West End Overlook that is not far from here as well. It's my favorite spot to take a look at downtown. I seem to mention that in a lot of videos. But yeah, West End Overlook, I mean, Mount Washington is the most popular place to go to look for views, panoramic views of downtown. But West End Overlook, you just put it in, Google and get yourself over there. It's got a nice, easy parking situation. And you have a great view. You're a little further back than you are. Mount Washington is kind of real close. You're sort of right on top of it, which is cool, but I think in many ways a little bit too close. You don't have much perspective, but it's great from the West End Overlook. You're sort of a little bit far. You get a nice view of the points. You get a view of the stadiums. So check that out and let me know what you think. All right, so we're gonna go into this West End Bridge little intersection. It's kind of a confusing intersection with probably a bit of traffic, which I'm just discovering right now. But we might be able to bypass some of it because some folks, we need in this right lane, which isn't super helpful. So we'll just move up here and then put our turn signal on like this guy. And we'll get over there. We're gonna go on Carson Street, and we'll go right through downtown. So yeah, it's a little bit congested. Like I said, it's a little bit after 5 o'clock. So that's gonna bring out a few more cars than if this were earlier in the day or later in the day. But I'm just sorry for the pauses. I'm just focusing on driving my car. And here we go. So we're gonna bypass all these folks and we're gonna get on to Carson Street. You can see Acrisure Stadium straight ahead in the distance, going by the West End Bridge, and there's downtown. Beautiful, beautiful city. And we are gonna hop up onto the Fort Pitt Bridge, and then we'll exit to downtown and get to the Strip District. So yeah, this is a nice area of town. You've got access to the incline, one of the inclines. Right up here on our left, there's a parking lot to do that. There's also Highmark Stadium in Station Square that you would enter right up here at this light. Highmark Stadium's gorgeous. If you're not familiar with the soccer team, but the Pittsburgh Riverhounds are a professional soccer team, not in the top league in like the MLS, but in the league below that. But it's a great place to watch a game. A lot of fun. You get great views of downtown. So here we're going to merge up onto the Fort Pitt Bridge, and then we'll be pretty close to the Strip District. Now we will be going on the Fort Duquesne Boulevard, which I believe we had a lot of rain, and sometimes it floods in the rain. I believe it's all cleared and we'll be able to pass that, but we'll find out momentarily. But there's a nice view of the Pittsburgh skyline. Traffic from our right was coming out of the Fort Pitt Bridge. But we're gonna go Fort Duquesne Boulevard straight ahead and make our way over to the Strip District, which is a great little neighborhood of, it's now increasingly more residential. It wasn't residential for a long time, mainly just businesses, but all of the old school, grocery stores of, Italian grocery stores and different ethnic foods are available in the Strip. A lot of wholesale places. Most places are retail now. It used to have a big history of wholesale. The terminals where they came in and you'd have food and vegetables and all that stuff. So you can see the road is kind of brown, and that's brown from the silt of the dirt from the rain. So the river is super high. Like to our left, the The river's, you know, it normally is much lower. There's a walking path down there, so that looks like that's still underwater. But we just went by PNC Park, where the Pirates play, and along here, the convention center is up here. We're kind of going under it in a minute. So we are almost there. So we've been, you know, this was only a 10-minute drive so far. Got here actually quicker than I thought. I thought it would be about a 15-minute drive, but maybe a little bit quicker. So that's good. Sort of proving my point of why I do these videos, that you can see getting around from point A to point B is not that bad. I mean, obviously it's rush hour now, so there will be spots that, you know, are kind of congested and backed up, but not like, you know, we don't have gridlock generally, unless there's something like totally crazy, like a highway is shut down or a tunnel is shut down. But there seems to be a pastime. Maybe this is just true in all cities, but a lot of people like to complain about the traffic. And I think generally those are probably people that haven't lived in other places that have real traffic. Like, have you been to Philadelphia? Like, no, thank you. We go to New Jersey a lot, and we have to go through Philly. And it doesn't matter what time, unless it's like in the middle of the night, like 2 a.m. You know, there's always heavy traffic in Philly. And you just have to add another like 15, 20, 30 minutes in some cases. But Pittsburgh is nothing like that. You know, you'll hit the brakes a few times, or maybe stay an extra, you know, cycle of a light or two, you know, here or there. The Squirrel Hill Tunnel, which I just did another video going through the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. And if you watch that video, that's the one that's from Monroeville to Squirrel Hill. There was zero traffic. So for all the people who think Squirrel Hill Tunnel has horrible traffic, watch that video. There was zero traffic. But nonetheless, I digress. So this is the drive from Crafton to Squirrel Hill, or excuse me, from Crafton to the Strip District. I try to do enough drives that you sort of get a sense that once the whole package is there. I mean, I'm not sure how many more of these I'll do. I don't know, maybe 15 total or 20 total. We'll see how many I get to do. But there should be a nice cross-section of drives from the south to the north and the east to the west and vice versa in all different parts. Now, granted, I'm not going on 45-minute drives. I don't think anybody wants to listen to me for 45 minutes. But these are supposed to be like bite-sized drives, all within Allegheny County. I might have a few that, you know, border into like Butler. I think I went up to Seven Fields, or Adams Ridge, and, you know, I might drop down to Peters Township to do a video here or there. But generally, these are inside Allegheny County. These are all like 10-mile drives, maybe a little less in some cases. And most of the drives are, you know, I'm really taking no more than 15 to 20 minutes on all of these. I mean, I think I might have a few that are a little shorter. But we are past the museum, the History Center, past that back there. And so we're heading toward the heart of the Strip District, where, if, you know, I'm going to actually drive up toward Permanis, and I think that's where I'll stop this video as soon as I find a spot to pull over. But the original Permanis is down here. There's so many this is a great place to come and walk around, spend a Saturday morning. Tons of great restaurants and like just old school places. There's some newer things going on, like putt-putt and bars and things like that. There's a really cool food hall up here on the left, in this terminal on the left, called Novo Asian Food Hall. I went there last week. It was phenomenal. In fact, I went twice. It was really, really good. So yeah, this is the Strip District. Super cool place. Lots of different variety of items. You go to Woolies. I'm gonna do a video on Woolies pretty soon. So yeah, I'm just gonna pull over here to hit stop on this. Here's Ironborn, one of my favorite pizza spots. But thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out my other social media, Mark Knows Pittsburgh, on TikTok. And thanks for watching. See you in the next video.